Once you've taken all of your measurements, you've calculated your spoke lengths, and you've properly prepped your hubs, it's time to lace and tension your new Berd wheels. Now, if you haven't already, please review our video on measuring your rims and hubs and calculating spoke lengths, along with our hub prep for J-bend hubs videos before moving on to the lacing and tensioning step of the wheel building process. Failure to properly prepare your J-bend hubs will result in spoke failure. We do not recommend building wheels with radial laced straight pull hubs, as there is no way to properly prepare the spoke holes for Berd spokes. The tools and supplies that you'll need for this process are a spoke holding tool, a spoke pulling tool, an insert pushing tool if you're building with straight pull hubs, and an awl. These items are included in the Berd Builder's Kit. You'll also need spoke holding rods, wires with loop ends, and a Berd wheel sticker. These items are all included in the Berd consumables kits. And the final and most important piece of safety equipment are these safety glasses. Building wheels with Berd spokes use the same wheel building principles and theories as traditional metal spokes. Use whichever method you prefer for lacing and building your wheels. J-bend hubs. To lace classic J-bend hubs, begin by bending one of the wires with loop ends in half and then flatten the ends so that they fit through the spoke holes. Thread the wire loop through the loop in the spoke and then pinch the wire together. Insert the wire through the hub hole and hook the spoke pulling tool onto the wire. Firmly pull the spoke through the hub hole. Use the awl to open up the spoke loop and remove the wire from the spoke. Insert a spoke holding rod into the spoke loop and pull on the spoke to firmly set it in place. Check to be sure that the spoke holding rod is in the center of the spoke loop. Repeat this process for all of your spokes. Tangential straight pull hubs. No hub modification is needed for tangential straight pull hubs. Instead, you'll use a Berd tangential straight pull insert. Due to the tight tolerances of most straight pull spoke holes, it may be difficult to pull colored spokes through some straight pull hubs. We recommend building straight pull wheels with white spokes and coloring them after the wheel is built. If you experience great difficulty pulling spokes through the straight pull spoke holes, you can use a 7/64 or 2.8 millimeter drill bit to slightly open the spoke holes. We do not recommend building wheels with radial laced straight pull hubs, as there's no way to properly prepare the spoke holes for Berd spokes. Begin by bending one of the wires with loop ends in half and then flatten the ends so that they fit through the hub holes. Thread this wire loop through the loop on the spoke, then pinch the wire together. Insert the wire through the hub hole and place a tangential straight pull insert and the insert pushing tool onto the wire. Now, hook the spoke pulling tool onto the wire and firmly pull the spoke through the hub hole. Use the pushing tool to push the insert fully onto the spoke loop and remove the pulling tool and the pushing tool. Use the awl to open up the spoke loop and remove the wire from the spoke. Insert a spoke holding rod into the spoke loop and pull the spoke to firmly set it in place. Check to make sure that the spoke holding rod is in the center of the spoke loop. Repeat this process for all of your spokes. Hook flange hubs. The simplest way to lace wheels with Berd spokes is to use hook flange hubs. See our hook flange hub building video for more information. Rim lacing. Once the hubs have been laced, it's time to attach the spokes to the rims. As I mentioned before, use whichever wheel lacing theories and techniques to lace the spokes to the rim. The only exception is the final crossing of the spokes. At Berd, we do not complete the final under while lacing our wheels. If you're lacing a 2-cross wheel, you'll go over, over, instead of over, under. If you're lacing a 3-cross wheel, you'll go over, 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 instead of over, over, under. Berd spokes stretch way more than traditional metal spokes during the building process, so you'll want to tension your spokes from the rim side. This will allow you to use hand tools or even depth setting bits in power drills to quickly draw that stretch out of the spokes. For external spoke nipples, we strongly recommend that you use our recommended external spoke nipples. These are 16mm Sapim double square secure lock nipples. You want to use double square nipples because they have a few millimeters of material on the top of the spoke nipple that'll keep the threads of the spoke inside the nipple as the spokes stretch as they're tensioned. Berd spokes flex more than metal spokes, so they're more susceptible to spoke nipples loosening up. This is why we strongly recommend using secure lock nipples. If you choose to use nipples without a mechanical locking mechanism, apply Loctite 242 to the spoke threads before building, or Loctite 290 to the spoke nipple interface after building. But never use Loctite 290 prior to building to avoid seizure. Start with and lace the entire high tension side of the wheel, but only turn each spoke nipple 2 turns at first. This is important because Berd spokes start short and stretch as tension is increased. Adding more turns will make it difficult or even impossible to complete lacing the rim. If lacing the spoke is still difficult, use the spoke holding tool in the builder's kit to pull the spoke firmly to fully seat it in the hub and then pull towards the rim. If your shop builds a large number of wheels using Berd spokes, contact us to purchase a pneumatic spoke lacing helper for fast and easy rim lacing. Tensioning and truing. After lacing the spokes into the rim, confirm that your lacing pattern and spoke crossings are correct. Because the nipples are only slightly engaged, start by turning each nipple 3 full turns using a Park Tool SW15 and use the spoke holding tool to prevent twist. Recheck the spoke holding rods to ensure that they're still centered on the spoke loop and adjust as needed. Build to a measurable tension on all spokes. This will be between 1 and 5 on the Park Tool TM1. True the wheels and get even tension on the spokes. Check the spokes for twist by looking down the length of the spokes. Tension the wheel to 100 kilograms of force, which is 15 on a Park Tool tension meter, and dish the wheel properly. Check and equalize tension with the tension meter. True radially and laterally. Squeeze pairs of spokes and ensure that the wheel remains true. Now, we wait overnight. The spokes are going to stretch and stabilize. Increase the tension back to 100 kilograms of force by first tightening the high tension side, then by tightening the other side to bring the wheel into proper dish. Check for equal tension and true radially and laterally. Squeeze pairs of spokes and ensure that the wheel remains true. And now, we wait overnight. Again, increase the tension back to 100 kilograms of force by first tightening the high tension side, then by tightening the other side to bring the wheel into proper dish. Check for equal tension and true radially and laterally. Squeeze pairs of spokes and ensure that the wheel remains true. And now, we wait overnight one final time. The spokes are going to stretch to their final length and stabilize around 12 on the Park Tool tension meter or approximately 80 kilograms of force. It's fine if the number is over 12. Make only minor adjustments to equalize the tension, true, and dish, but if large adjustments are necessary, let the wheel sit for another day. If secure lock nipples were not used, add a drop of green Loctite 290 to the threads of each spoke nipple at this time. Your wheels are now ready to ride. The tension is stabilized, but you may experience the final amount of stretch over the next 6 months. If you feel necessary, top off the tension, true, and dish, and your wheels are in their final form. Now, mount up your tires, rotors, and cassette, and it's time to fly. If you have any questions about the building process, don't hesitate to reach out to us at service@berdspokes.com.